All right, it's Monday, November 10th, just following up on the SPY. You can see here now, after buying puts on this red bar, it has come down, taking out the lows of the day and kind of these pre-market lows. So this, to me, is an interesting inflection point as we're above the midpoint of the prior day after a big gap up. It still could get a green, a red to green move at some point in here, but you never know for sure. So at least you got that initial follow through. I decided to scale out, set up an ORS trade. I bought the 685 puts here at 829. Just scaled out at 9. They're asking 939 right now. So they're up over a point, and we're trying to break through this little area. But, we're still above the midpoint of the prior day. That, to me, is like an upward kind of bias overall, even though we couldn't follow through on bar one. This type of price action to me was high probability to get a little follow through lower, and I'm just going to see what happens here. If we bar by bar go much lower, then it ends up being a very nice trade to the sell side, and maybe we stay below the open of the week here and resume red from last week. It's possible. We're at the midpoint of that week. We're just starting here, but I also see a nice buying tail down here, big gap up today. We're above the midpoint of the prior day. So I'm really, we're above the midpoint of the prior day here after that reversal looking bar. So I'm still more comfortable looking to buy this one on this kind of failure down here should it unfold and a nice green bar develop. So we'll find out, all at no risk right now. This could be just a nice little base hit trade, just to take some gains to the downside. Way above the midpoint of the prior day. But we'll see how this day ends up and how the week starts out. It's always tricky on Monday to know what's going to unfold unless you had a very strong bias from the previous week, which we really didn't do. We had the potential, buying tail down here, which showed maybe we're going to get buying, but it's still a red bar, so we might want to follow through lower. So we really need to see how this week settles out a little bit before getting comfortable with expectations. But for now, we're above the midpoint of the prior day, so to me that's an upward bias a little bit going forward. And the 15-minute chart did give an opportunity, I think, just with the failure to move up quickly, just to kind of take out liquidity to the downside. And like I said, maybe we just build some momentum down here and start with another red day and ultimately get to these lows of last week. But we'll find that out as time goes on. So no risk right now, but I just wanted to show you it's more price action based at this point. I don't really have an expectation going forward about what's going to unfold for the rest of the day. But if we can get kind of a red to green move failing down here, to me that would keep in line with a little bit of an upward bias to start the week.